Hey guys, this is Jeremy from Fortnite Esport on Twitter, and I'm gonna be interviewing LeftEye from Cooler. Theo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. Thanks for having me.
For sure. So, do you want to just introduce yourself a little bit, like your name, your age, etc., whatever you feel like sharing?
So my full name is Theo Browen. I usually go by the nickname LeftEye, and I'm from the north of Sweden. And I am 21 years old.
How old were you when you started gaming?
When I started gaming, probably like around 11 or 12 or something.
Okay, so a lot of people that we see that are pros, they say they start gaming at like 4 or 5. So I guess in comparison, it seems like you started gaming at a later age. Do you think that affected you in any way?
Nah, not really. Just started with like some normal games like Mario Kart and like some older games. Like I wasn't that into shooters at the beginning, but
Hmm.
like when I my first shooter was Call of Duty. That's like when it started off. Like I started on Xbox 360, and it was
Oh
like
yeah.
around when I was maybe 15 or something, I guess.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So when did you start getting into like video games competitively? Was it only in Fortnite or before that?
Like I always been like a competitive person, but when I started playing League of Legends, that was about no, maybe 5 years ago. Like I
Hmm.
started around season 2 in League of Legends, and that's like when I started like being really competitive and like trying to reach the top, maybe go pro in that game.
Yeah. And how were you doing in League?
Uh, My best ranking was top 200 on EOS, so like I was playing against pro players and stuff, but
Wow,
it was
that's
like a
really
team
impressive.
game. Yeah, it
Hmm.
was like a team game, so like wasn't really my style. Like,
Yeah, for sure. So you like Fortnite because it's more about your own skill rather than
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
team.
exactly. Like if I perform, I can do good, but like even if I perform good, like in League of Legends, maybe
Yeah.
we want to win still.
Hmm. So I guess in Fortnite you do prefer solos over duos, and that's what you qualified in as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I see that you placed well in the fall skirmish, week 6. You got,
Week 6 was TwitchCon, I
yeah,
think.
TwitchCon. You got 20th place, which was really good. Yeah, so was that like your first big event in Fortnite?
Yeah, like the major one, like hosted by Epic, yeah, it was. But I have been like to some smaller EU tournaments.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was like my first big one.
Were you always into like competitive Fortnite since the beginning, like since the first like scrims came out and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Since
yeah.
like season 3, season 2, something like that?
Yeah, I have been around like since the start of competitive. I started off in season 2, like just played with friends and stuff. And
Hmm.
like after a few weeks, like they quit the game and moved on. But
Yeah,
I kept on going. Like I felt it was fun and like I was like, how can I like compete against the best in this game? And like
for sure.
started joining Discords, getting like contacts with better players and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess when you were developing competitively in Fortnite specifically, did you have any kind of like inspirations, like specific players or streamers or even something unrelated to video games that really inspired you?
Well, like in Fortnite at least, like when the first pro players like started getting signed, like TSM Myth, FaZe Yamok, and like those big players, like when they started getting signed, I was like, maybe I can do this as well. Like maybe there will be like a competitive
Mhm.
scene in Fortnite.
So it wasn't really ever like a person inspire you rather than you feeling like you can do it, you can be like them because you're skilled like them, because you can play like them and compete like them, right?
I wasn't really a specific player like from the start, but I was
Hmm.
like thinking if they can do it, like become a pro
Yeah.
player, join big organizations like FaZe and TSM,
Mhm.
I can do it as well.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. So, I guess one really important thing was like going into Worlds, how is your mindset? Because I understand like I saw a clip of you like going on balloons really high. I don't know if that was from the Worlds, but
Well, around the EU community at least, I have always like
yeah,
people
I
been
saw
calling
some.
me like the balloon god and stuff. Like I was using balloons quite early. Like I was
Yeah.
just um, before when the zones moved, they weren't as fast as before, and it was a bit longer. Like
Hmm.
in the first moving zone, you could take 10 balloons and just stay in the air till late game and just do a heal off.
Yeah.
Like I could stay in the air the whole late game and just avoid fighting.
Did you use that strategy in week 3 solos?
No, like they changed the zone so it was a bit faster, so it was
Yeah.
like much harder like to use the balloons.
Because I don't know if you saw, but Zayt, who plays for Energy, used that strategy in solos. He tried to go on balloons with a bow, and all he carried was a pump and a bow and balloons. And that was his strategy. He played all 10 games like that pretty much. What do you
Like
think
how
about
was
that?
he? Yeah, how I saw like balloons from the start when I started using them. Like it
hmm
will never like be consistent. Like let's say I get out of early game, I only have 10 balloons. Maybe I like 3 minutes, like not full shield and stuff. Like
Yeah.
last resort stuff.
With the vaulting of balloons, you don't really mind since you don't use them that
No,
much anymore.
nah,
Okay.
not really.
hmm So I guess going into Worlds, you just felt really confident, right? That you're gonna do well. You just felt more like I'm just gonna do my best type of thing.
Yeah. I'll do my best and like yes, like at the moment, like I'm not that confident since it's like a new season, like trying to figure out stuff. But like I'm confident, like in my own playing. So
hmm Yeah, that's awesome. So we're talking about the new season. How do you feel about like the changes in guns? Because I know silenced AR got removed, the pump shotgun got removed. That's a huge one. What do you think about
yeah,
that?
yeah. At least the pump changes. Like I'm not sure how to feel. Like the new shotgun, should I use that or should I use the Tommy gun? Like I'm still not sure about that. So I'm like still
hmm
trying to figure that out. But I'm
Yeah.
like happy that they removed some of the items since like I think a smaller item pool is better, like in competitive at least.
Yeah, and I guess they vaulted like 7 or 8 items, and the only one they brought back was grenades. So how do you feel about
Yeah,
grenades?
I think like grenades are fine. Like
hmm
I think 10 might be too much. Like if you play duos,
Yeah,
like someone can stack 20 grenades if they get like a place like POI for themselves. I'm not sure how to feel about that, but it's like they're not OP in any way. I think.
hmm So one thing that I saw was everyone crowded around you, watching you play when you qualified, right? And that
Yeah.
was like all over Twitter, and like that was the first thing I saw about you. And what were you feeling in that moment? Because I know everyone was like cheering, and how was that feeling?
Oh, it was amazing. Like having all my friends and teammates like supporting me, and all of the management and cooler like felt really amazing. And like just having like-minded people around you, that's like such a huge advantage, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they morally support you a lot, right?
Yeah,
What were you thinking in the moment? Were you just like, "Oh my God," or were you actually like thinking
yeah.
it's like something specific?
It was so funny. Like I qualified with 68 points. When I won that game, that was that was the ninth game, and I was on 45 points when I started that game. So like, if I didn't do well that game, like I wouldn't have qualified.
You went crazy.
Yeah, I was crazy. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't I didn't know I qualified on that game. So I I was happy, but I'm
yeah,
like, I knew I had like 5 minutes to go, so I could like start another game.
yeah. Okay, I see. So in that moment, it's like it didn't really hit you that you're going to New York. It was more like
No, not really.
it was more like, yes, I won a game, I'm doing well, type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you actually did find out that you were going to New York, what happened?
No, I was so happy. Like I just went downstairs, like we were at the boot camp in Paris. I just went downstairs and I just called my parents and my brother.
Yeah, so they were the first people you told.
Yeah,
How did they react?
yeah. They couldn't believe it. Like when I told them I'm guaranteed 50K dollars,
hmm
they couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's life changing and career changing for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Do you have any plans going forward? You're just gonna keep grinding worlds, keep grinding competitive, stuff like that?
yeah. I'm just gonna keep grinding. I'm just gonna keep grinding.
Yeah.
Hopefully qualify in duos as well.
hmm And obviously you're gonna try and win this weekend again, right?
Yeah.
Maybe come first place this time.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out. Like when I qualified, I was like dropping on the bowlers. And
Okay.
now I'm probably gonna just try a new spot and play a bit more aggressive. Like
Yeah.
just trying to practice for World Cup because I think that's more important than trying to like get high on the leaderboard at least.
Yeah, for sure. And I saw like a lot of pros on Twitter today were saying that they're switching from a regular drop spot to a baller drop spot because of the recent changes. Do you think,
Yeah,
and but you're considering the opposite from switching away from a baller drop to a more regular drop? Why is that choice more viable for you?
like I know how to play around the bowler. Like
Hmm.
when I qualified, people were saying like, "Oh, you only qualified because you used the bowler." But if you checked my replays, I only used the bowler like 4 out of 10 games, and the rest of the games I was just using the hoverboard.
Yeah,
Like
for
I know
sure.
how to play around it, like and how to get loot and stuff. But now I
Yeah.
kind of like want to practice, just drop at the normal spot, just get better at early game fights and like stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. So you've been working on like, have you been practicing in customs and stuff like that?
That's a good question. I actually left all of my custom discourse like maybe a week ago.
Hmm.
Like before I qualified, when I was at the boot camp in Paris, I never played any customs.
Yeah.
I think customs are like wrong practice if you want to qualify. Like if you think about it, like when you play customs, you play against like 90% other pros.
Hmm.
Like they're insanely good. But when
Yeah.
you play the qualifiers, you kind of need them. You need to slay out. Like you're not gonna slay out in like custom games.
Yeah. I
So I
th
think like at least like limited testing events and arena matches, they're like better resemblance of the qualifiers at least.
Mhm.
But now since I qualified, I'm not sure. I might go back to customs. We'll see.
Yeah. So it's just like you're just seeing how it feels, testing the waters. You feel more at ease that you've already qualified for solos.
Yeah,
Qualifying is a huge relief for you for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, so do you have any plans with your family and stuff like that since you qualified? You're just gonna keep grinding Fortnite? Do you have any plans to like go home before or like in between some of the weeks or not until qualifiers are over?
I'm actually at home already. Like I live at my parents' house, so but I'm like looking into like get my own apartment and stuff like before
Okay.
World Cup at least.
Okay. So the boot camp in Paris, that's only on weekends or something?
No, we were just there like for a 2 week period, like
Oh,
for the
okay.
qualifiers.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's all for now. Do you want any to add anything?
Nah, it's fine. I think that's all good for me, I guess.
All right, cool. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you for the
and
interview.